Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Okay. So today's lecture is about lung clearance technique, that is postural drainage. So you might have already studied this topic, but I would like to add few points. So postural drainage, it is otherwise called as bronchial hygiene therapy. Yeah. So definition you already know. It is positioning the patient in such a way that the gravity will assist the drainage of secretions from specific areas of the lung. So you are allowing the gravity to act to drain the secretion from the specific part of the lung. So I am not going to teach the techniques exactly, but I am going to teach you what are the things you should do, what not to do. So we will be discussing few points related to that topic. So general consideration, that is, when you are treating a patient with for or when you are deciding a patient to give postural drainage, you have to certain general considerations should we should take care. That is, we have to look into matter. Few things we have to consider. For example, the aerosol. You know what is aerosol therapy? So aerosol therapy with humidification. And humidification with aerosol therapy should be given before postural drainage. That is, if you are deciding the patient should have postural drainage, you have to first go for humidification with aerosol therapy. And what is aerosol therapy? Aerosol therapy is an administration of the drugs. Clear? Administration of drugs. Clear? And this aerosol therapy should be given after PD also. That is postural drainage, before postural drainage and after postural drainage. You have to go for aerosol therapy. And second is you should know what time exactly you should give the what is the best time, suitable time for postural drainage. So usually postural drainage is advised twice a day. Clear? Usually, and it depends on the patient. Some patients they require more frequent drainage, but minimum the patient should have at least two times postural drainage is necessary. So, what is the suitable time for postural drainage? Suitable time for postural drainage is one is morning and before or at the night before sleep. Clear? So, why morning and why before sleep? Why this time is suitable, preferred? In the morning, the patient may have secretions may be collected throughout the night. Clear? So those secretions should be cleared in the morning. That is why you are giving treatment in the morning, one session in the morning. Why night? So that the secretions which is collected throughout the day should be cleared in the night so that the patient may have sound sleep during the night. Clear? So this is the uh, uh, purpose of selecting the two sessions, that is one in the morning and another in the night. So we have discussed 2 points. One is aerosol therapy. Aerosol therapy should be given before postural drainage and after postural drainage. And treatment is morning and night 2 session minimum, and it may increase according to the severity of the condition. And which area should be drained first? Next question. What time we studied, and which area should be treated first? Suppose if the patient is having if the patient is having or if the patient requires more than 2 or 3 lobe secretion clearance, clear. Suppose if the patient requires all the three lobes, for example, that is postural drainage is required in all the 3 lobes. The question is, which lobe should be treated first? Answer is, worst area should be treated first. Clear? Suppose if the lobe 3 is more worst, clear, this you will treat first. Accordingly, it changes from patient to patient. It differs. Worst area is drained first. So what is the duration? Duration. How long you can give postural drainage? In 1 session, clear, you should, on an average, 15 to 20 minutes of time is spent in each position. Each position 15 to 20 minutes should be treated. So here you are spending 15 minutes, here you are spending 15 minutes, and here you are spending 15 minutes. Of course, with proper rest. And it depends on the condition of the patient, severity of the condition. So minimum 15 minutes is spent for one area. Clear? Any doubt till now? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. And worst area, these are the 4 points we discussed. Aerosol therapy before, after. Acha, why aerosol therapy should be given after PD? Who can tell the answer? Why aerosol therapy should be given after postural drainage? That is, you are administering the drugs after postural drainage. The reason is, imagine there is a secretion here on the path. This is just a rough diagram. Imagine there is a secretion here. So, if you are administering the drugs, the lung cannot absorb, or the medication cannot be provided, the drugs cannot be administered throughout the lung because of the secretions. Clear? Once the secretions are cleared, now the drugs can be administered, or the drugs can be delivered properly to the affected area. Again, I'll repeat. Suppose, imagine this is the secretion, clear, and you are administering the drugs, aerosol therapy. This part of the lung will not receive the drug or medication because of the secretion. So what you are doing, you are first clearing the secretion, by postural drainage, and then if you are administering the drugs, now the drugs can be delivered properly. That is why you are giving aerosol therapy after postural drainage. I think you are clear. Okay, next. Segments receiving drainage should be uppermost. This already you know, because here the gravity is assisting the drainage. Gravity is assisting the secretion clearance. So always the affected segment should be uppermost. Next point. Postural drainage is less effective without cuff or huff. Means that is, cuffing and huffing should be incorporated during postural drainage. That is, during postural drainage. What is postural drainage? Postural drainage is you are just bringing the secretion to the main bronchus. You are bringing the, during postural drainage, suppose these are the secretions here. What you are doing in postural drainage, what you are doing actually, you are bringing the secretion to the main bronchus. Clear? But if you want to clear the secretion from the main bronchus, if you want to clear the secretion from the main bronchus to, then what is required? Coughing and or huffing is required to clear this secretion from here to here. Here. So without coughing and huffing, postural drainage is ineffective. It is not effective. Without coughing and huffing, so it is must, or you have to teach coughing technique and huffing technique before postural drainage, before you are performing postural drainage. Because immediately after postural drainage, patient has to cough it. Clear? So coughing and huffing is very important and it should be incorporated along with the postural drainage. And next point. In certain conditions, the postural drainage are modified. That this we will discuss later. So, and postural drainage should never be carried out immediately before or after meal. These are some basic knowledge you should have when you are giving postural drainage. Here, obviously, you should not give PD before. Why before? Question is why before and why after. Why postural drainage should not be given immediately before or after. Before is, suppose imagine you are doing postural drainage. Imagine a patient, you have done postural drainage to the patient immediately before meal. So now what happened? Patient has become tired because you are treating for half an hour to 1 hour. Patient will become tired and he cannot enjoy the meal. He cannot take proper food. So you should not give before meal postural drainage. Why you should not give after meal? Because after meal, in certain loads, you have to, what you have to do? You have to tilt the table, head down position. Here, this is head and this is foot. So you have to tilt the bed. So immediately after meal, he may have vomiting sensation. Here. The patient may have vomiting sensation and he may vomit also. Reflex. In order to avoid this reflex, you should not give the postural drainage after meal. So what are the things we discussed? Segment should be uppermost. Coughing and huffing should be incorporated. And modified postural drainage position is there. Before and after meal, PD should not be given. And here what we discussed, aerosol therapy, time, worst area should be treated first, and 15 to 20 minutes. These are highlighted points. Next is, treat the lower lobe segment first and upper lobe last. You can, this is a rule. Here, listen, you understand the sentence properly. Treat the lower lobe segment first, and upper lobe segment last. Why? What is the reason? Suppose, imagine this is lower lobe, clear, and this is upper lobe. Suppose if you want to treat both the lobe, you have to drain this area also, you have to drain this area also. So what you will do, first you will treat the lower lobes, lower segments, clear. So I have drawn the lobes, but segment wise secretion clearance hota hai, clear. Why? What is the reason? Because you know the lower lobe, the position is, the foot end of the couch is raised. This is called foot end. This is called head end. Foot end is raised. If you want to treat the lower lobes, clear. So first you are treating the patient, that is lower segments you are treating first, clear. So what will happen if the upper segments are treated first? In upper lobe, you know, this is the position for draining. We will discuss later detail about position, different position. This is the position for upper lobes. Upper lobe you are treating, there are different positions are there for different segments. Clear? So when you treat for 15 to 20 minutes, patient will become tired. Clear? If you are treating upper lobe first, patient will be tired, and lower lobe treatment, he may not cooperate. Listen carefully. Lower lobe treatment, he may not cooperate. But if the segment is reversed, if you treat lower lobe first, clear, and you are giving treatment, for example, 15 to 20 minutes, first you treat the lower lobe, then you make him to position, sit in the, or you clear the upper lobe next. Now, in this order, the patient may cooperate. Are you clear what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
That is, before patient has become tired, this is the order of treatment. Clear? First you complete the lower lobe so that he may cooperate for upper lobe. Clear? For if you treat upper lobe first, हो सकता है, maybe the patient may tired, and next for lower lobe he may not cooperate. so that you cannot treat the lower lobe. So this is the reason why you are treating the lower lobe first and lower lobe segments first and upper lobe last. Because upper lobe anyhow we will cooperate because it is sitting position. But lower segment is head down position, which is discomfort, which is not comfortable position for patient. Clear? Check the patient vital signs before, during, after. PD. Check the patient's vital sign before postural drainage. During it is not possible. If possible, you can do it. And later, that is after postural drainage. Vital signs. Next is breath sounds. So I am highlighting the important points. These are the important points you should remember. Breath sounds should be evaluated. Why? Everything there is for every point there is a reason. There is a reason behind every sentence. Breath sound should be evaluated before and after. Before and after. Why? Before is you will assess the breath sound. You will assess the breath sound before postural drainage. Why? In order to identify the lobe. Identify the segments or lobe. You will assess the breath sounds before. And after postural drainage, what is the necessary? After PD, again you have to check for breath sound. Why? What is the reason? In order to find whether your treatment is effective or not. Clear? That is, you will, in order to know whether you are given proper treatment or not, or in order to know whether the secretions are cleared or not. So that is why you have to go for check the breath sounds both before and after. And always stand in front of the patient. Yes, of course, with proper protection. Nowadays, if you are treating the patient, if you are treating it with proper protection, because you are standing in front of the patient. Why? Why you should face the patient? Because if you will from the expression, clear? That is, see, if the patient is standing, if the therapist is standing behind, and if he is not observing the facial expression, clear? Certain technique you have to modify, you have to increase or decrease the intensity of the technique according to the what? According to the expression, facial expression given. If the patient is having severe pain, clear? So from the facial expression you can know, you can identify the pain and you can reduce the intensity of the treatment. So always you should face the patient, or you should stand in front of the patient. Clear? And next, there are many advantages that we will discuss sometime later. So I just want to show what is the necessary of standing in front of patient. If patient does not cough, clear, during positioning with percussion, you know what is percussion? What is percussion? If patient does not cough during positioning, with percussion, instruct to take deep breath. Instruct the patient to take deep breath and vibrate during expiration phase, because deep breathing, it will stimulate the cough. Deep breathing will stimulate or initiate the cough. If patient is not coughing, you instruct the patient to go for deep breathing during, I am talking during postural drainage, and vibrate the chest during expiration when patient is not coughing. Clear? Any doubt in these points? General consideration? Anyone? Any doubt? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay, white, only 26 students? Okay, we'll discuss later. Things to remember. I will continue next class also. I will teach you one or two slides more. Things to remember before postural drainage, during postural drainage, after postural drainage. So I had divided into three parts. First we will discuss before postural drainage. This is during postural drainage. During postural drainage, and last is, okay, there are many slides are there, so I cannot complete today. So we will just study one point. Before postural drainage, what are the things you should remember? There are too many slides. Okay. First is instruction to the patient. Proper instruction should be given. You have to, because without cooperation of the patient, your treatment will be ineffective. It will not be a success. So he should cooperate. You need the cooperation of the patient. So first you have to give proper instruction about the treatment. What you are going to do. What are the steps you are going to initiate or do it. Second is explain proper breathing pattern. All these are separate topic. You might know by this time. And cooperation during treatment, any other instructions if required. This is before. We are discussing before postural drainage. And of course you should know the segment. Identification of segment to be treated. You have to check with the X-rays. Silhouette sign. You have to check for the sign, Silhouette sign. You know what is Silhouette sign? Yes or no? Deep?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Check the Silhouette sign before treating. That is identifying the segment exactly where the treatment has to be concentrated. And still we are studying before. Bronchodilator should be given before treatment. Because during treatment, when you are clapping and hacking and vibrating, Clear? See, when you are doing, imagine patient is position and you are doing clapping and hacking. What have the during treatment the patient may have aggravation, or there may be a possibility of development of bronchospasm. Clear? When you are giving treatment, there is a possibility of bronchoconstriction may develop. Clear? So in order to prevent, or the patient during treatment, the patient may have breathlessness. Patient may have breathlessness complaint. Clear? So in order to avoid this, before postural drainage, you are giving bronchodilator therapy. Clear? And you should know indications and contraindications. And in contraindication, there are two types of contraindication: absolute and relative. What is absolute contraindication? Absolute contraindications means the patient is not advised to take the postural drainage at all. Absolutely, it is contraindicated. Clear? In your cash cardio, it is given list of contraindications is given in your book. You can go through your book. Few contraindications are absolute. For example, head injury, lower lobe segment, lower lobe postural drainage for head injury patient. It is absolutely contraindication. That is lower lobe postural drainage is absolutely contraindicated in head injury patient. Why? Because when you are treating lower lobe, you have to tilt the table, or you have to raise the foot end. Clear? Already he is having head injury, and if you are tilting the bed, what will happen? Intracranial pressure will rise. So this is absolutely contraindication. Lower lobe postural drainage is contraindicated for a head injury patient. Clear? This is one example. Absolute contraindication. And what is the meaning for relative contraindication? Relative contraindication. Relative contraindications means you can give postural drainage with modification. Yes, he is contraindicated, but at the same time, postural drainage is necessary. Even though he is contraindicated, if he is indicated for postural drainage, then with certain modification, you can give postural drainage. That is called relative contraindications. And you should teach all we are studying before. You should teach the patient relaxed diaphragmatic breathing technique before PD. And you should teach huffing and cuffing technique. Because after postural drainage आपने कर दिया और बाद में थोड़ी सिखाओगे आप. You will not teach huffing after postural drainage, because postural drainage में you have collected the secretion to the main bronchus. So immediately after that, patient has to huff it, or patient has to cuff it to clear the secretions. So there is no time to teach huffing and cuffing after postural drainage. So you will teach the huffing and cuffing technique before
postural drainage itself.
Any doubt? We will discuss next class rest. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Proper explanation, breathing pattern, cooperation, identifying segments, that is Celotti sign, to prevent check irrigation, teach breathing pattern. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Deep you remain.
Sorry, sir.
Wait for 2 minutes.
Sir, your voice is breaking.